Hello people and welcome, sorry my camera just moved randomly there. Hello people and welcome back to episode 42 of our Vanilla City Skylines Let's Play. I'm recording this episode and the OR episode back to back, so any comments on the OR episode I won't see until after this episode, so don't worry if your suggestions and comments haven't been seen or mentioned today. This is because this is a back to back recording. But today we are taking on a massive project of placing our international airport in this space here. We're going to have to start off first of all, and the game is going to remain on pause for pretty much all of this because we're going to be taking out some major infrastructure. Sorry if you can hear that siren in the background right now. That's pretty loud. We're going to have to do some pretty intense works to the highway, and I'm pretty sure I know what I want to do. So we've got a nice big space here to build a new interchange for the airport. So I think I'm going to take out kind of these sections here. Now I want to sink the highway here. I'll probably bring it up to about there, and then I'm going to have to go into our terraforming. And then let's go for probably nice wide angle. Okay, so that's raising. We don't want to do that. I want to sink the highway up to about there. Now that might be too deep. Let's see if we can soften this out a little bit. And then probably there. And then there. Now I want to try and give these slopes a little bit of definition. Probably up to around there. We can always rework these slightly when we discover what we need to do. So if you've been following the series, you know that I am terrible at terraforming. I can never seem to get the angles that I want, and then it can start to raise as it comes out of this end of the valley, but for right now that should work as planned. Bring it out to about there. Okay, so let's delete this, and then we're just gonna soften this slope ever so slightly so it doesn't have such an intense decline. Okay, that should do. So let's try actually tell you what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna draw in the road that I want to have over this, and you'll kind of see the general idea of what I'm going for. So this seems to be the steepest sections. So let's go ahead for a little build here. Actually, no, we are going to draw in the highways first because I want to make sure that this fits over it. Let's bring these down to about there. Yeah, that seems to be alright. And then we'll probably keep them straight up until about here. Have to turn off our snapping tool for this, and then bring it into about there. So this is going to be a fairly significant project. Now let's see if we can get our big highway or 6-lane road over the top of this. That is kind of what I'm after. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Now let's reconnect the highway up. Come out. I'll also get a bit of a curve on here now, I think. Up to there. And then again up to there. There. Okay, so the highway is reconnected. Not to my liking though, that curve is horrendous. Let's bring this down straight again. Snapping needs to be turned off for this. To about there. And then and it can connect up to there. Okay, so I'll just delete this power line temporarily. Okay, so right now we have the bridge coming over, which is exactly how we want it to work. So we now need to make the highway ramps so that these guys can safely merge on and off. So I'm just going to loosen this slope a little bit so it isn't as tight, and actually just push back the cliff a little ways from the road. Kind of like that. Okay. And then let's bring this road out just a little bit more, just so we have a little something to work with. Okay. And now I'm going to, I think I'm going to want 2 lanes for this. So let's grab this guy first of all, and we're probably going to bring him off around here. Say to there, and then we're going to use our reference points here. So 5, and then out, and then 5, and then no, maybe a little bit more than that actually. Maybe up to 10. Would that be too much? Yeah, that's too much. Let's try 7. How's that for a curve? Is that too intense? I think that should work. We will have to wait and see, I think. Let's bring this guy out just so we know where they're connecting. See, I'm not sure I like that curve. I do want this to look quite nice, so let's try and redraw that. Let's come out straight for a little bit more. And then like that. I think snapping is going to have to be turned off for this, to get it just how we like it. Possibly to about there. And then straight down. Yeah, okay, so that's a little nicer. And I don't think that curve is too intense for them. And then to get them back onto this side, we're going to come out here. So you probably have snapping on again for this bit. So now, are those junctions too close? So I can have this come off just about. Maybe let's knock it back a little further. Probably to about there. And then again, I think snapping for this is going to have to come off. Okay, so the slope is a little too steep there. Let's see if we can fix that out a little bit. And then let's see if we can just straighten that up. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that, I think. We can hide some of this nasty terrain generation with some trees, but for right now that will work. The roads are a little bit janky, but with the terrain we're working with, I am pretty happy with that, I believe. Okay, so now I want to do something similar over here. Let's have a highway road coming up here. Okay. That's a nice little curvy road straight into the highway. Okay. So now working on this side, we can do something similar like we did with our highway exits just over here. There's a nice little curve to get it in here as well. So let's grab this road right here. That is not the road I wanted to use. Let's switch that direction. And then again, we're going to have to turn snapping off here. And bring this guy up ever so slightly. And I will go ahead and tidy this up off camera, but just so we have a generally loose shape of what we're trying to go for here, then that will do for now. And of course we need one from here. Let's turn our snapping back on. From here, let's get that one up, and then straight for a little bit. Curve it around. And then can we curve it into here? Yeah, okay, that'll work nicely. And then again, I want this to be the 2-lane one. Okay, so right now it looks kind of bare at the minute, but don't worry, we'll detail this out. It won't be totally horrendous. So this road here is going to link into the airport. So we'll leave that there for future reference. We'll delete these points off the roundabout as well. So we also need to give these guys a way back onto the highway in this direction, which shouldn't be too difficult. Let's see how many. So from there to there is 300. So from here we should have a pretty easy time hooking this one up. Just come straight for a little bit. Hook it back up to there. And then boom. Okay. think that's most of the connections done, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just have a little look. Yeah, okay. That's most of it done. It's a little bit janky right now, but just for the sake of having a highway interchange for our airport, it will do. So let's go ahead and grab the international airport. This thing is an absolute behemoth, and I think we're going to have it right in along here. Seems to be, so we can move it up a touch. $250,000. I don't want to have to really keep placing that building again and again. Okay, first of all, I want to sort this out. So let's go into our oil industry and grab the fence and turn our snapping off. And we're going to have this run right the way along. What is it there? And then it can connect up to the fence on this side. So it's going to be a pretty sweet view from this side of the road, seeing all the planes taking off. We'll see how it looks. But now we need to build the road infrastructure, and this should be fun. Fun fact, I've never actually made it this far into one single city to build the vanilla airport without using mods before. So we'll see how it goes. So there's going to be a ton of one-way systemage in here. So the roads in here aren't one-way. So let's go back for our snapping. Actually, can we connect a roundabout straight from here? No, we can't. So right from here, put it out a little bit. And this way can be the big road. And then right from here, we are going to set out into another little one-way system right alongside this road. Okay, let's think about connecting up to this side. So if I grab, again, the big fancy tree roads, we can then have a one-way road that connects up into the airport. And then we'll have a road that juts out in this direction. Maybe have a little bit of a curve on here. There we go. Okay, I think that works. And then just to stutter the traffic a little bit, we're going to have a roundabout within the middle. Again, that'll be one way. Delete these signs, we won't need them just yet. I am actually going to have this on a 90-degree angle. I think again we'll keep it 6-lane. And then this guy is going to be the high-speed one-way roundabout. Now, as a general infrastructure, we'll see how that works. Let's press play, and we'll let the game run for just a moment. Of course, this guy has no water. And no power. So we can hook him up just over here temporarily. How is the noise pollution from this thing? Yeah, it's not too bad. It shouldn't affect too many people on that side of the railway. I think I actually prefer the roundabout just a little bit further toward the middle there, so it's kind of let's delete that road. Yeah, that should work nicely. Let's go back and hook our roads up. Let's grab this one. Up into there. And again, these little one-way roads will serve nicely into there. Okay, let's grab our one-way highway and upgrade this. Okay, let's put it on 3-speed and see what happens. Does fit rather nicely into the park. And then I think within this square here is where we're going to have a lot of the public transport system for this place. So tram, no. Buses, yeah, we'll get a bus stop in here. Definitely some metro, although it looks like it already has its own metro line, so that is fantastic. It looks like there's a line already here, is there? Yes, there is. Snapping on. Yep. Let's hook this bad boy up. There we go. And what is this line? This is that underground railway. That is no longer in use. So we can delete all of that. And then it's going to come off here. And then it is going to make a split. So we'll have one line come in this direction. There we go. So this green line links up into this transport hub. And then this one, so that's perfect. Let's extend that line down into the airport. We'll drag the stop to move it up to here. And then we need to add another stop there and there. Okay. Now I do want this airport to have its own direct connection into the downtown. So we're going to come off in a little separate line here. And then we're going to hook straight up, well, as best we can anyway. Let's try and rework that a little bit. So we'll have a line that comes off this way, and then right under the city. And then that can hook into the rail line here. And then I want a direct connection. So create a new line straight to the airport and then back into the city. So that's going to have that's going to be helping in getting people into the city, which will be obviously super useful. Let's see what we can do by this highway. Let's try and add some trees in here. Let's try and place the bulk of them along here. With some of the optional taller redwoods in, maybe a bit of a rock. Yep, sure, that works. Let's add another rock into here. Will that fit? No, too big. Too big. It's kind of annoying how a lot of these have these like really unnecessary square boundary around the edge of them. Maybe this guy can just have a bit of an outcrop. And then some trees kind of in and around it. And then there can be some through here as well. This kind of adds a little bit of personality to a highway if you've got these kind of detailing sections along the side of them. And then maybe we can have where man has cut this highway out. We can add some outcrops as to where the bare rock has been exposed. How about there? All along here as well. And then spam them so there's no particularly obvious shape to them. I think already that looks 1,000 times better. Oh shit. Sorry, my language. I did not hook these guys back up to the grid. I'm sorry. Oh no! What? The whole village has been abandoned. Oh no! Oh, I am sorry. I'm so sorry, everyone. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't hook that back up. We just had an entire village abandoned. My bad. I don't know if they'll auto-demolish. We might have to do it ourselves. Well, that is a shame. You know what? I wanted to rework the high street there anyway, so it's fine for right now. Okay, so let's have a look how they're flowing out of the airport right now. Most of them are heading straight for the highway, which is excellent news. Yeah, straight to sea. This is why you need the highway connection for an airport. If we didn't have that right now, everyone would be heading through this roundabout, and that's just, it just can't handle it. But for right now, pretty happy with that. Let's grab another 6-lane road at the point here and drag it out from this point. And I now want to have probably a bus station, I think. Yeah, I think definitely a bus station. Okay. Let's bring these guys right up to the edges. We'll make this one a bus line. So it can then come down here. And then resolve itself there. That should be okay. We'll add a couple of trees in to fill this spot here. And then I want a couple of plazas. Probably with the picnic tables, I think. So actually delete that for right now. Because I want to kind of have the main paths through. So up right here. And right there. Let's delete that road and we'll probably have it on this side if it can fit. Which of course it can't. Is that really the only place we could fit it in? Really? Okay. I guess we'll have to have it there then. Unless we can get it in here. Yes, we can. Okay, so that works out nicely. And I think we might just add a little one-way road system in here. Just like this. I wonder if we can actually Yeah, we'll add a connection there so that any people wanting to leave this part of the town can do. We'll just leave that as a dead end, I think. Okay, let's grab our paths and kind of make a little bit of a plaza frontier for the front of the airport here, so there's something a little bit grander as you're coming into it. Just double check on the roads. Yeah, this place isn't going to resolve itself, is it? Oh no, it is. There's people coming back in slowly to the abandoned part of town. Yeah, it is resolving itself. It'll be fine. It'll fix itself over time, no problem. Over here and here. Here. And then that should be the majority. Okay, let's hook up some bus lines. We'll have one that runs from this part of town to the airport, so it's going to come in on the high street. It can make a run down here and then back down this street, and then it's going to run all the way through here. And then he's going to stop there. See, which way is he taking? Okay, let me hook this road up to here. Let's switch back to regular. Just a normal regular road right here now. That should be an okay. And then come in and complete the line. So that services that part of town to the airport. Let's start a new line. And then this guy's going to come... see if we put him here, which way is he taking? Okay, he's coming down this road here. So let's leave him some stops along. Up here, every couple of blocks or so. And then he's going to do a little route into here. I'm not going to send him into the actual metro station itself, the monorail even. And then he's going to come down and mirror his stops on his way back to the airport. There we go. Okay. And we'll do the rest of them off camera. I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch bus lines being made. We definitely want a couple of taxi ranks out the front of the airport here. I'll have 3 on each side. And then again I want to continue with these paths. See, that's 180. Let's do the same again there. Up to the corners. Actually, let's delete these and just try and mirror that pattern on the bottom, so out by another 80. And then straight up without the snapping on. Boom. Okay. Can we find some nice trees here? Let's use these little understated green ones. then maybe we can flank with some nice pink. I hope people do use these walkways. It'd be nice to see them moving down it into kind of what is like almost like a mini public transport hub. Okay, so they are walking out of here right into the bus stop. This is already getting 14 a week. How many arrive on these planes? 200 at a time. Okay. It's not bad. Is there anything else we can place around here? Maybe a couple of office buildings, almost as like that act as admin for the airport. So look here, let's join another big one. We'll see how they develop. Roads are coping alright at the minute. Everything is working nicely. This highway isn't getting too much grief. It's actually not a bad looking highway when it has the trees in it. Let's detail a little bit more over here. Just around the edges of this bare cliff face. And then into this little nook and cranny. There we go, then we'll see if we've got room for one of the bigger rocks right in the middle. There we go. Yeah, so this place isn't looking too bad now, is it? If you compare it to how it was. I think it's looking alright. I do like this this angle here. That's quite nice. But yeah. Doesn't seem to be vast amounts of traffic coming out of the airport. A lot of them, I'm assuming, must be taking the metro within the airport itself, and then all those guys will be coming out of here. There's 1,400 in there at the moment, and of course I haven't rejoined the railway line in, have I? That would be helpful if I did that. Is there room for a railway station here? Maybe. I think it would be good to have one, just so that people from the airport can head like real far out across the map. I mean, I know they can grab the metro to this train station, but it would be good to connect them up to the main nationwide lines as well. Maybe we can do that. Okay, let's drag this guy out. And then we'll put the rail back into place. I think we are going to have to bridge over this here. Now can we clear that? That should be okay to get across. There we go. Let's make sure this is as level as possible. There we go. And then we can bring this up to there. Maybe we can have a railroad crossing here. We don't have too many in this city. Okay, that line should resolve itself, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay, so there's a stop here, flows down the line, and then back into the train station. Splendid. That works nicely. This would be a decent place right here for a rail station. I don't know whether... Let me guys know whether you think that's a good idea or not. But otherwise, I think that is a pretty decent start to the airport detailing section of the city. We've still got a lot of room to work with here. Maybe squeeze some houses in, or... I don't know. Let me guys know what... I mean, the airports where I live and the airports I've been to are kind of isolated on the outskirts of the city, rather than like bang in the middle. And this is kind of isolated, and it's got a little bit of woodland around it. It's not... The suburbs aren't too far. It's got solid road infrastructure as well. That is working nicely. But otherwise, guys, we'll leave that there. Remember, any comments you've left since the War episode, I wouldn't have seen by the time I've recorded this. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, a like below is very much appreciated. And I hope you feel you like our new airport. And then our new highway interchange as well, which has turned out rather nicely. I'm quite impressed I managed to build that myself. But yeah, otherwise, guys, thank you very much for sticking by and watching the episode. I hope you did enjoy it. And we'll leave it there. As always, please enjoy the rest of your day.